also get the art too.
That's
That'll
not how
be
I want to read an RPG book, where all the numbers are spelled out.
I mean, technically, not according to the way
like
the real Library Babel works, because they're limited size books with a limited number of characters in them. But I guess if you tore enough pages out, you could also randomize ASCII.
Mm.
Yep.
That's typically more a product of standing far enough away.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
guess backing down from the infinite computer library, pirates.
It's not really a computer.
Yeah, I know.
Pirates. We can be pirates. We are pirates for the time being, at least until
Pirate is free. You are a
yeah.
pirate.
They can take our lives. They cannot take our freedom, but they might take our lives. So let's not. Yeah, let's hold on for a moment. Okay. Are we streaming? We good to go?
Yeah.
All right then. In this case, I will introduce myself as Red Rabbit. I'll be our game host today. We're playing Ironclaw, second edition. We're using rules from the new Book of Corals, which is the latest expansion in Ironclaw, which is yet to have a final release. So these rules are subject to change, but so far so good. I am joined by an intrepid crew of scurvy scofflaws. We're going to go around and introduce ourselves here, including our characters, their mottos, personalities, and their outstanding goals. And then we're going to get back in, and I will do the recap, and we'll pick things up. Or actually, I tend to do the recap first. Let me do the recap first from last session, and then we'll introduce ourselves and jump right in. In a small tavern called the Monkey's Paw, in a small sail-by town called the Barbarossa Township, 3 companions meet in a shady back corner and discuss their dreams of piracy, and they decide that tonight is the night that they're going to take the plunge. They find a small dispatch cutter, a ship manned by a crew of 6 otters who they think they can handle with the inclusion of 2 others. So they recruit 2 patrons of the bar, of the tavern. A lynx named One-Handed, was his name? Demetrios the Hand, and an old armadillo called Elderly William. And the 5 of them combined seize the ship, killing 2 of its previous owners and driving the rest back. And they sail out into open waters, free men. Once they make it away from shore and out of the range of any reprisals, they consider their options. And their options seem to be 1, to investigate a hidden cache of goods that Captain Cow had heard was stashed on a nearby island by one drunken boatswain with loose lips who had often spoken about his comings and goings at the Monkey's Paw. The other option is that aboard the ship that they stole, which they have now named the Righteous Indignation, they found a letter from a captain of a larger merchant ship, requesting the crew to stop by at a nearby town to investigate his lost pendant, something that has great personal and possibly monetary value as well. So the crew decides that they're going to quickly stop at this island where the stash is rumored to be buried. They have a ship, but they don't have much in the way of provisions or of saleable goods. And when they get there, they find that this island is basically a large, tall, rocky outcropping surrounded by a sparse forest. And in this, when they make landfall, they find out that they're not alone. Atop this rock is a lookout, a capybara who is armed to the teeth with guns. They confront the capybara. It turns into a gunfight, and he is dispatched quickly by a thrown carved weapon. We'll ask Ark for more details about that in a moment. But yes, the capybara falls off the rock. He's quite dead at the bottom. They go down, they loot his body. With a little more searching, they find the stash. And as they're uncovering it, they come across 2 large crates and several kegs of something buried in the sand. And just as they're about to investigate further, they hear a gunshot from the far side of the island, where they left Demetrios the Hand to be lookout. They armed him with 1 pistol to use as a signal in case he saw anything, and that seems to be the pistol that has gone off. And that is where we left things. So, at this point, let me turn it over. We'll introduce our characters, and then we'll, hopefully by that point, Theta will be back. So we'll start up here with Ark. Ark Lloyd, tell us about yourself.
Yes, I'm Ark Lloyd. I play Abla the Perenina Kaimahi Kohatu. She is a stubborn soul and is a skilled hand at making and using the sharpest blades in known existence, those made of obsidian or other such glass-like stones. It is when she hit that lookout with the arsenal of firearms, it was a quote-unquote fracture attack that breaks your weapon for 1 point of damage, minus 1 damage on subsequent hits for +2 damage to that hit.
Awesome. Yeah, and we've seen that this is now frighteningly effective. I think you scored like 12 damage on this guy, which is basically unheard of.
So,
yeah.
It's great the first time, just not quite so great the second time once it's broken.
True, right. Okay. So yeah. And so let's pass it over next. We also have Griffin here with us.
That's right. Hey, everybody, I'm Griffin. I'm playing Gaston, the Ibis, Mariner, and now also Warlock. He has a determined personality, and his motto is Perfection Incarnate. So amongst the things that we'll probably be seeing today is that he actually has some ranged combat nowadays. In which case, I will probably be using our newly granted gunpowder weapons.
would you
Probably
like that
from the air. Yeah, it's pistol time.
Pistol time.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Musket time. I need to put those on my
time.
sheet, but that is definitely going to be the thing I'm going to do.
Okay. Let me see here. All right.
Do you still find it funny the lever crossbow actually has a better range than the pistol and musket here?
Yeah. Well, it also can't take your head off. That's probably not true. You could probably take someone's head off with a lever crossbow at the right range and angle,
2, which is still decently
pretty good.
Intimidating.
Maybe you put in the Princess Mononoke world.
Yes. Fucking Ashitaka shooting a dude's head off his shoulders from like long range. Okay, you're back with us, Theta. It's your turn to introduce your character.
Yes, I am here for the moment. Captain Cow, Kangaroo Silhouette Warrior. Personality optimistic, motto, if I die trying, then at least I tried.
Hey. Okay. And we have 2 active quests currently. Recover the Captain Merryweather's pendant is one. The other, which is you're in the process of trying to complete here, is the loot Captain Rogers' secret stash. There's an echoing crack from the far side of the island. Where this stash was buried is almost the exact opposite point of the island than this large rock jutting out of the center. And your ship, the Righteous Indignation, has been moored at the very opposite side of the island, on the far side of the rock. So you don't have line of sight to it just yet, but you've heard this gunshot go off. You're all standing around the edge of this deep, 5-foot deep pit, at the bottom of which your armadillo friend William has just uncovered 2 large crates, large enough to be coffins, actually, and a scattering of what appeared to be 1-stone kegs, so about a yay big.
Very nice treasure.
Yes, but you don't have... Well, it depends. Sorry, I'm talking a lot this morning. Yeah, you don't know what the treasure is just yet, but it sounds like something is afoot.
Captain, I will fly off to the ship and see if our companion is alright.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll take flight, and I will go to the air, see if I can spot anything immediately, and get closer to the ship to see if everything is alright.
As soon as you take wing, you can see, and you clear the rock. You can see it. It's clear as day. It is a ship, a merchant vessel, approaching directly towards the island, no question about it. It is not sailing past. You can still see the faint puff of smoke hovering above your vessel, and you can see Demetrios. He's clambered himself up onto the mast and is leaning out, and he has the spyglass aimed directly at the ship.
Ah, another ship then. I'll fly back down to inform the captain of what I've seen, and I will go ahead and continue flying over to the ship just to take charge over there immediately.
All right. Demetrios waves at you with his with his hook hand.
Yeah.
The other one's still clutching the spyglass, his legs viced around the mast, and when you come down to meet him, he says, let's see. He says, she's a merchant ship. At her current speed, headed towards us, I'd say she'll make berth in 20 minutes or less. I spied an array of light cannons on her port side.
We should do what
What's
we
the
can.
plan?
We should do what we can now to get moving. Unmoor the ship and get the rigging ready, and we'll go ahead and sail around the island closer to where our companions are. At the very least, if they get too close, we won't be sitting ducks.
He looks at you, he looks at his hook, he looks back at you, he says, will be a bit difficult on me own.
That's what I'm here for.
Gives you a sharp nod, aye. And then shimmies his way back down to the deck and begins readying the sails and weighing anchor? I don't know. I guess that's dropping anchor? I don't know.
Yeah, raising anchor, I think.
Raising anchor, yeah.
Yeah.
Making the ship ready. Between the two of you, you can probably maneuver this bad boy around.
No, you're right. Weigh anchor is for raising the anchor.
Awesome, good.
Cool.
We're learning things.
Yay.
Okay.
Be pirates yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going on instinct. You know, a lifetime of watching and reading pirate fiction. And we'll see what happens. Awesome. Okay, so between the two of you, the ship isn't going to move that quickly, but you can move it around and try to get it out of line of sight. Let's well, listen, we're here, right? Let's try a roll. Let's roll on these ship station tables.
This is the point where I should probably actually write down what rigging does on my sheet here, or what I need for rigging.
Right.
So, rigging station. What do we got for rigging?
Stations.
So many cannons.
I know. The rigging station. Almost every boat has sails, and if yours has them, you may be the chief of rigging.
That's
Roll
me.
your body, speed, and vehicles. If you have the gift of sailing, you may claim a bonus d12. With no successes, you are the chief of rigging on your next turn. If you are the chief of rigging, I was like, hey, you're not the chief of rigging today. No, you get a bonus to your next one. With one success, smooth sailing. Your helm will get the bonus of a sail motive die, which is good. So,
I got 4 dice to roll for it.
awesome. Okay. In fact, I guess he's not going to be rowing. He's going to be manning the helm because there's only 2 of you and one of you's got to do it.
He can definitely do it with one hand.
And it's something you can do with one hand.
Right.
All
So
right.
I'll go ahead and make my rigging roll and see how well I do.
Rig that roll.
That is 4 successes. I am
Dang.
perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. You are. Hey, listen. Perfection incarnate.
Exactly.
Extra smooth sailing. Your helm will get the bonus of the sail motive, the ship's maneuver die. Your helm will get the bonus of the sail motive, the ship's maneuver die, and an assist bonus of a d8. Groovy.
Are you a team player?
I am not a team player.
No.
You should be assisting me.
Okay. So, the helm. Let's see. And your ship's maneuver die. Page 39.
It's on the Roll20. You don't have to look
It
at
is. Oh, groovy.
Our maneuver
Thank
die
you.
is a D8.
Not bad, not bad. All right, we're rolling some massive piles of dice
Said like I
here.
think I said last session. Put it on there so we wouldn't have to flip page to page.
It's good. No, that's a good That's a very good idea. Okay. So for the helm, I'll let you roll this as well, Griff, because you can do it while I read. So,
Okay, what we got?
your friend here, the Lynx, is a typical, so he's got d6s and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be rolling 3d6 for speed, will, and vehicles. He also is a sailor, so sailing of a d12. The ship's motive die, which we've determined the motive
D6.
is a d6.
Yeah, that's a confusing bit that maybe need to be taken up with Rafferty.
What?
Well, Griff's role was to get the bonus of ship's motive and maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
But by helm, you automatically already roll ship's motive and maneuver. So is he rolling it twice?
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it. So in the breakdown here, it says ship's motive and ship's maneuver die if it's greater than. Oh no, that's the math. That's a fair point. I guess the idea would be if you had no one manning that. Like, we're not going to roll. Like, our ship has 2 motives, right? We've got oars of a d4 and sail of a d6. Because we don't have anyone manning the oars, we're not using the oars motive.
Yeah.
We're only using the sails motive because you succeeded on your
No,
rigging.
because the rowing station's a different station.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying they would have a different roll to make, which would state different things. This is specifically helm. Then
That's
Helm
what
said no. Helm is saying to roll those things. End sentence. There is no other. If this, then this. That's not stated. It says roll them.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I'm assuming that you would only, like, it's saying...
Oh, and an assist
maybe it has-
bonus at D8. Okay.
You also get a bonus d8. I guess it doesn't mention it here. I would assume that the idea is that if the stations of your ship's motive are not manned, you wouldn't be rolling their dice. Like, you
Again,
include them.
I believe that's actually the context. Yeah.
It
you-
also says-
nobody
Hold on.
Okay.
Literally, there's a sentence. You can also add the ship's motive die and the maneuver die to the roll. Period.
Yeah.
There's nothing else there that says you don't add it.
Well, in this, I'm looking at the breakdown in the top right corner of the chart,
You mean
and it
top
also
left.
says, "Thank you, top left."
I'm talking about the paragraph above it
I know.
as well.
I know. Well, for my case here, it also says sailing's D12, which is not assumed to automatically be included. I agree that this line here makes it sound like you can also add the ship's motive die and maneuver die, but that would logically contradicts the idea of having stations and having people roll on station tables.
Again, my point was, let's bring this up to Raph.
Yeah, and I
I'm
agree. I
stating
think he
that
needs to
as
know.
read, you already roll them automatically as read.
I will make
Uh,
a note.
so I guess here's just the last question then for the moment, which is both motive and maneuver to this roll, correct?
You would get you'd get your
Okay.
your maneuver because your ship.
So we're looking at 46
I
total with
assume
2d8 and a d12.
So are you rolling
Uh,
it twice or no?
rolling what twice?
The benefit of what Griff rolled before was to be able to add them to this roll.
Oh no, I
yeah,
assume that you would not be including them unless you had succeeded. So, although the maneuver dice, I don't know if there's
um,
incredible maneuver, standard maneuver.
yeah, rigging says add A and B, and Helm also says add A and B. So I'm just wondering on that. That's all.
Chief of rigging, set motive die, and the maneuver die. Yeah. So I would assume that, like, if you had only had one success on your first roll, Griff, that you would only get your motive because you had 4 successes. You will get your motive and your maneuver, but you will add them each only one time.
Okay.
And that's just
Really, these charts need a bit of rewording because this is
yeah.
not
Time to
something
bring that up next.
it's not
So
something
for
I can
now,
only see seeing brought up at our table.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
for
that's
now, we do
part of
have
what
our
we're
dice
doing
pool.
this.
Should we go ahead and do it?
We can. I'll add one more thing is that to my knowledge, there's no other instance in Ironclaw where it seems like each die represents one factor, and very rarely are you adding multiples, except maybe in the case of like assistance bonuses and stuff.
Mhm.
All right, we go.
So that is 3
1, 2,
successes for the Helm.
3. So
That
at
is
3
superior
successes.
maneuvering.
Hey.
I don't know though because maneuver would exist without. Maneuver is basically like drift. If you think about it.
Yeah. Maneuver. We've got motive and maneuver to represent. Motive is like your top speed, and maneuver is how well you can handle the boat, like laterally, like you said, like drift,
Well, I
or
mean,
like handle it through.
where you were
In this
saying each
case,
dice represents something,
Yeah.
and that if they don't represent something that has to exist, I was thinking that maneuver in this case is like body when you're drifting if you're flying,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Oh,
it
I see.
exists independently of someone actively because there's nothing on the ship that actively uses maneuver.
Right. That was going to be my other question: is if there is a station that specifically enables maneuver, although it looks like, uh, yeah, it looks like the sails. It's possible for the sails to trigger it. It looks like the rowing station, with any success, you get both motive and maneuver. So yeah. So if you're rowing by hand, you will, and you succeed at all, you will naturally get. You'll have more grip in the water. Maybe that's why that is represented. As with the sails, it's like to use the sails to actually like, uh, fine detail, navigate through an area. That takes a little bit of masterful rigging.
At the end of the day, I just hope that when Raph can see this recording and figure out from here what the fuck we meant. That's why I keep wanting to go on about it, because it's worth talking about so Raph can see
it. It is.
Yep.
No, I'm also going to make a note quick, because these are the kinds of things that is why we were playtesting. And I totally agree with you. I think that one sentence, page 39 of the PDF, would need to be amended or taken out entirely or something. You can also add the ship's motive and maneuver die to the roll, parentheses, assuming that a station granted those dice, or something like that. Cool. Okay, well, anyway, we made our roll, and basically, I think this means that your goal was to get the ship out of direct line of sight of this incoming vessel. By the time you are free in the water and you're maneuvering around this tiny island, expertly navigating the shallows, and managing not to get moored or stuck along the way, you manage to put the large central island rock between you and them. There's no question of whether or not they have seen you. They are aware that your ship is here, but at least you have some cover from direct line of fire in case they intend to use those light cannons.
Right, it should become more obvious whether or not they're going to be circling around to come get us or not.
Exactly. While this is going on, that whole thing probably is going to take at least 5 to 10 minutes. The rest of the
Let's see
crew
what they're
is
up to.
yeah. What's happening in the meanwhile?
Okay, I honestly don't remember where you left us off. And
Sorry.
I
In the
stepped
bowl.
away. I stepped away
Yes.
at the end of the recap.
So you are currently standing at the edge of this 5-foot deep hole that William the armadillo dug for you. At the bottom of this hole, there's 2 coffin-sized crates and 8 kegs, small bowling ball-sized kegs. And before anyone had a chance to investigate further, you heard the shot. Now Gaston has taken off to investigate. He's alerted you that headed straight towards the island is a merchant ship, and then he went off to help Demetrios. Yeah, move your boat.
Wow. I feel like there must have been like a 15-minute span by the end of last session that I just passed out.
Yeah.
I honestly, the last thing I remember was Gaston fighting that guy with the gun.
Oh no, yeah. After you guys killed that guy, you did more searching of the island, found where this stash was, and then had elderly William dig it up because he's the only one here with digging dice. But yeah.
All right.
But now you know everything, I think.
And we found the loot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you found loot. You're not sure what the loot is yet. It looks like it's going to take at least a couple of you guys to heft it out of there.
Well, I mean, let's open one of it up now. See what it says.
All right, you drop down into the hole and crack the lid on this crate, and what you find inside are wrapped in protective cloths, big old guns. It looks like a cache of muskets. As you do a quick inventory, you crack open the second one. What you find in total is 26 muskets. Total value of around 100 Orioles worth. 96 separate crates of steel shot. Well, 96 separate crates. An extra crate containing 96 steel shot for the muskets. And 8 kegs of black powder.
How many guns did you say?
26 muskets.
Okay.
8 kegs of black powder,
Already got
and
it's already in there.
you're right. Sorry, it's not 96 crates of steel shot. I believe it's like 4 crates of
You said
steel
96
shot.
individual crates of steel shot.
I did, and then I said that was a mistake because that's dumb. It was
Too late.
Too late. It's already canon. Well, sorry. Yeah, 4 crates of steel shot. It gives you 96 shots.
It appears that I can't edit previous statements that I've made in the chat. It's
Oh,
weird.
well, there you go. It's permanent.
Here, I'll help.
I wrote it in ink. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
No medallions, pendants, things of that nature.
nothing like that. So you guys have a small arsenal at your disposal now.
Oh, right. This is the secret stash. Not
Yeah,
Merryweather's
different
pendant.
island.
Huh. Okay, well, just leave it in the hole for now.
All right. As you finish, we'll say that your time checking this stuff takes about as much time as it takes for Gaston and the ship to come about. And you see them now in the shallows, where I assume that's where they'll drop anchor again, and Gaston will fly over to you, a little out of breath from his exertions with the sails.
The ship is ready for you, Captain.
Sorry, you were running away from somebody?
Indeed, there's a merchant vessel with several cannons, and I can't help but notice we have 0 cannons. You didn't happen to find one in the hold, did you?
It seems to me then that's not a merchant vessel.
Hand
Merchant
cannon.
vessels tend to defend themselves.
No, actually, they don't. Merchant vessels would have a secondary vessel to defend them if they were such. I believe there's like legality towards merchant vessels carrying.
Well, what would you like to do then?
I guess if we don't have cannons on our ship, it's only one thing to do. By the way, how far away did you park the ship?
Given the roll, as close as possible, it seems.
As close as possible. You could probably wade out to it and swim out to it. It's not too far, which is good because you don't have a little. That might be a little bit extreme.
You parked it at extreme distance?
He can make it.
Yeah,
know,
it's
given the
simple. If you have
nature of-
wings, it's simple enough to get there.
Given the nature of ship combat and the distances involved there, the fact that there's a station specifically for disembarking your ship and boarding another leads me to believe these distances are kind of being hand motion on the camera.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I don't think it's close enough for you to jump to. You could swim out to it.
Well, I can't swim, so
Ah, well, in that case, you'll have to walk along the bottom, I suppose.
jump as hard
Good
as I
thing-
can.
It's a good thing we owned the rowboat. Oh wait, we
Roll
left
your
that on the
body
other
die.
Well, I mean, if you had to give a distance, just so I can, in my head, how far away do you think the ship is?
Oh, okay. Ship is medium distance, 32 paces. Through mostly shallow water. Only like the last 4 paces near distance are actually deep enough that you would have to swim to it.
Well, you
Someone could
remember
toss
that
you a rope.
Our ship is draft shallow as well,
Yes.
so we can go
I mean,
into shallow water.
you could go into shallow water. Yeah, that's true. This is I don't know how shallow is. Well, now we get into those questions. I feel like if it's shallow enough that you could wade through it, if it's like up 1 pace or 3 feet deep, that's pretty
I mean, our
fucking
ship rides
shallow.
high in the water, apparently, so...
Yeah, but it doesn't ride it doesn't just like a water bug sit right on top of the water. It still has some, you could
Depends,
just.
Is this an East Coast type of island, or a West Coast type of island?
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
West Coast, the shelf of the beach has a fairly steep drop-off
I see.
in depth, whereas on the East Coast, it's fairly consistent. 2 different types of oceans, 2 different types of swells.
That's interesting.
Well, if you have a fear of drowning, you kind of look into these things.
Into
Oh,
the
okay. I
abyss.
see. Into the abyss. Yeah. Disembarking the ship. I just wanted to. Oh. So we had a. Oh yeah. Roll body speed and jumping. I feel like that's disembarking, right? That's not really embarking.
I mean, it's kind of the same concept.
I guess so. I would think most people would claim that it would be easier to jump off a ship than it would be to jump onto a ship, though.
Well, I mean, this concept is jumping off of one ship onto another ship.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to stop and think for a second, though. We do want to take the treasure with us, don't we?
This is a fair point as well.
So in that case, we are probably going to have to beach the ship for a moment, specifically to try to take all the loot with us.
Yeah, you're right.
Which
I feel like
obviates
in this
the need
case,
to swim out there and then figure out the precise jump you need. You just hop on board.
exactly. The challenge would be beaching the ship and then pushing it back off. Yeah, okay, cool. So then you beach the ship. You ride it right onto the shore. And yeah.
Time to get loading as quickly as possible, everybody. We got 6 people in how many boxes?
2 large crates, 24 guns, 26 guns, 26 guns, 26 guns, some shot,
And 8
some
kicks.
black powder.
16 guns. And what do you get?
And
There we go.
you guys are going to all right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a roll. We'll do body endurance. It'll be a team roll. So let's see, how many of you are there? There's 5 of you.
Yup.
And okay. All right.
Just move everything on the ship and then push it off in time.
You know,
Yeah.
just because I'm that kind of person,
Mm-hmm.
in the moments you've been talking about this, I just looked up how to unbeach a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you don't push a boat back into the water. If you were to beach your ship, you would do it at low tide, and then you would wait for high tide to pull you back out.
That makes a lot of
Typically
sense, doesn't
putting
it?
all of the weight of your ship onto one side, presumably towards
Mhm.
the tide, so the more
We
of your
don't-
ship is exposed.
Right, we don't have quite that amount of time. I imagine this is a pretty deep beaching right now.
You've got like 15 minutes before they're
Well, you say we don't have that much time.
around, so
Oh, we don't have time for waiting for the tide.
we're waiting for the
No,
tide.
no,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying is then
Yeah.
the thing to do would be not beach the ship, because then you have all that time because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, that's true. It looks like your options are getting smaller and smaller by the moment here.
Conversely, here's what you do: you beach the ship, right? Then
Mhm.
you, Gaston, take the anchor and fly over to the other ship and drop it on them, so that when they try to then escape, they'll pull our ship with the weight of the tide.
Then, sir, might I suggest then we arm up with as many muskets as we can and attempt a boarding action before they can fire off a cannon?
Well, mind you, while you're doing this, I'm still stuck on shore. So
Yes.
what I'm thinking is, have you ever seen this stage play that they performed back in Calabria called Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan?
Hmm.
Is that the one where you'll get trapped underneath the deck and die while I cry out my enemy's name?
No, you see, there's a pirate ship and a navy ship, and they both circle one island perpendicular to one another, so that it can't be seen by the other. I believe the island's name was Regula One.
So then the idea is to continue to avoid their line of sight until they get fatigued then.
Well, presumably they wouldn't be able to see you, because you would be constantly on the exact other side of the island. So
Right.
one
Well,
might
they
assume
are
that...
aware we are here at the very least.
Right, but if you keep perpendicular to them on the exact opposite side of the island, it would seem as though you had sailed away, because you would just have vanished.
Right? I will continue sailing the ship, Captain. Best of luck with whatever you can think of here.
Okay. So
Sure,
you're
and
not okay.
You know what I
Sorry, keep
appreciate
going.
most? Is that, Gaston, you're the only one with ranged combat, right?
Exactly.
So,
I could fly over there, I could shoot from range, or I could pilot the ship, but I can't do all three at once.
no, what I'm saying is that I'm the better helmsman, but I can't get on the ship. Abla here doesn't have ranged combat dice, you said last session. Which
Right,
means,
don't have ranged combat, but I do have 10 shots at very long range with javelins thrown from that weapon.
but do you have throwing dice?
Very long
Yes,
range.
I have a
Yeah.
lot of throwing dice. That's how I killed a guy last time. I hit with all
Oh my
all
god,
the
you did.
dice.
Presumably,
Yeah.
a lot means 3 or 4.
I have 10 javelins.
That's
If
not.
any-
You said dice. That does not. The number of javelins does not equal dice.
I'm
Captain,
sorry.
before I return, I would suggest setting up an ambush with anyone remaining here on the beach. Whereas
This gives
Demetrios
you-
and I shall keep the ship safe.
Like I
If
said,
they
just
come ashore for the loot, you will have it safe.
if they come ashore for the loot, I'll just kick all their asses.
Exactly.
But if you keep sailing again, exact opposite of them, they'll think that we've left.
I shall return to sail the ship then, Captain. Best of luck. So, I'm
Okay.
going to the ship. I'm going to just keep maneuvering around the island and make sure that we aren't in cannon sight.
Okay.
We're out of
Maybe even
complete
I'll get
sight.
one up on them. We'll see.
I have a D8, D6 to throw. That's not counting my aim or body speed.
Okay. Well, you've done the clever thing, keeping your ship hidden from this Goliath here. It's not really a Goliath, but compared to your ship, it's quite large.
The larger, better armed ship.
Yeah. Um. So those of you who still on shore will watch as Gaston and Demetrios handle your ship and position it on the far side of the island, just as you see this larger ship coming around to the north of you. It does seem to be, you can, it's quite close now, right? You can see seals on the deck. Several of them have spyglasses out. Actually, I guess no, but you see the captain has their spyglass out. You can see the winking of the light reflecting off the lens. And yes, they seem to be interested in what is going on this side of the island in particular. And as you watch, the sailors seem to be making ready to weigh anchor, as it were. It does not look like they're going to continue chasing your ship. Instead, it looks like they're going to use several small rowboats to come to shore. Again, you have probably 10 minutes before they actually make landfall. What do you guys want to do?
I'm not going to make it easy for them if this is cool with you guys. I could start throwing. It'll be a hell of a range penalty, but I do get a D12 with aiming.
300 paces is a lot of paces. That very long range is crazy for any kind of thrown weapon.
I kind of assume it's that whole stick javelin thing.
Yeah,
Kind
it's
of
that thing
yeah.
that like
same basis
launches
as
it,
throwing
right?
the ball for your dog.
Yeah, right. It's the leverage, which is cool, but still like impressive to think of. The 300 paces is 3 football fields. That's madness.
Okay,
Madness.
so I might wait until they get within long range. Although then again, if I just have to hit the boats with holes in them.
Well, I mean,
I
that would
suppose.
be because you'd have to hit it beneath the water line, which means you'd have the impact of the water reducing the velocity of the spear, and then you'd have the durability of the wood of the ship.
Yeah.
They have to lower the boats if they're within very long range while they're doing that.
I mean, yeah,
So it'll be easier to
technically,
hit the person.
sure. I mean, if you're saying you're going to attack the boats while they're lowering them into the water, that's a different thing than what I was imagining. But yeah,
If that's within range.
well, before he was saying the closest that they could do was medium. Well, we
Okay,
could. I
so
don't know if their ship is a shallow draft or not.
Yeah, their ship is not, right? So they're out there, but the
Well, what's the distance that
that's a
they're
fair
out there?
point. Let's say long range. So they're within 100 paces.
okay. So ready, javelin, aim, and
Yeah, I'm just seeing. I'm just trying to find the object rules here.
Also, conceptually, I would want to know how long does it take to lower a raft into the water? Raft. I don't know what words I'm using anymore.
Rowboat.
Rowboat.
Yeah, the rowboat.
How long does it take to lower a rowboat into the water?
I can't imagine very long. I think most of the 10 minutes before they make landfall would be them actually like rowing their boats. So we'll say it's 5 minutes for them to stop their ship, weigh anchor, and get people into the rowboats, and then 5 minutes for the rowboats to get into the water and through the water to shore.
Did
But
you
the
say
actual dropping is probably like less than a minute,
Are you
maybe
saying
like
they're
30
dropping
seconds.
it? They're not winching it down or anything?
They're winching. Yeah, they're on like pulleys.
Right, which could
So
conceivably take some time. So how long did you say it takes them to drop their
I
robots
was
in the water?
thinking 30 seconds. I mean, gravity does most of the work for you there, right? You do have
Yeah.
men in it. You don't want to just plop drop them. That would suck, but like I can't imagine it would take more than a minute.
So you're saying 5 combat rounds.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
See, that's why you ask first, how long do you think it would take, and then you extrapolate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, you'll need to I assume do you have to reload these things? You do need to like ready them and stuff, so you need to like so yeah, 5 combat rounds is gonna
Well,
get
it's
you
sort
like
of like
2
readying an
throws.
arrow for reloading a bow is the same as reloading the bow.
Well, they're
Right, yeah.
thrown
So that's
weapons, so
one
basically
action.
it's throw, grab. So you're still not going to be getting aims on every throw.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're going to get a lot of unaimed, or you're just going to get a couple of aimed.
Well, let's get a couple of aimed. Here we go.
Okay. Long range, so that's 2d12. These things have invulnerability. Inanimate objects have no defense, but they do provide their own soft cover for a defensive d4.
All right, I'm going to ensure that I throw a lot of quick ones by going enraged, so I can reroll that veteran die. And curse my life.
Well, before you
course.
do your next thing,
Mm.
I'm going to rally you. So the possibility, wait. Yeah. No, wait. What's the thing you need to rally somebody into focus?
Your leader.
David, I don't have that. Never mind.
True leader.
I forgot for a moment who I was and which game this was.
No, this is going to be my one shot. I'm going to throw a personality.
Okay.
So that
9.
Also, you wouldn't
All
get
right.
just one shot. I think you'd get 2 or 3.
well, this is my one good aim one at least.
Right, well,
That's your aimed one.
You
Yeah.
aimed.
And
then you grab.
we rolled a 10. Oh, sorry. Yes. Then you grab one, and then you can make another unaimed shot.
Wait, you aimed and attacked, which means the next turn you grab, and then you don't do anything because you want to wait for an aim, right? So the third round.
I would have to make an attack action. That doesn't. I can like kick the dirt.
No.
Oh, because you're enraged. I don't know if you'll get your enraged bonus on this. I'm sorry.
Well, my enrage doesn't give you a bonus so much as it makes you have to do the attack action every turn. You don't need to have a target for it. You can just take the action.
See, I wasn't taking into account that you got enraged because I didn't see any reason why you would have done so. But
what was the advantage of being enraged? It just makes you resistant to mind effects, right?
That, and it's my favorite use of throwing.
Oh, it's your favorite use. I'd say you would get that on your first one, but then unless you wanted to attack someone next to you, I don't think you get it on subsequent.
Yes.
This is the barbarian rage thing.
So you would only get 2 aimed throws then because you enraged. You would have gotten 3 if you hadn't.
Damn.
Well,
Okay,
you would have gotten a lot more if I was a true leader. Whatever.
This is the literal definition of a long shot. But you can still roll for your subsequent ones. It looks like we're gonna say that they have 2 boats that are coming. So are you going to make another shot? We just rolled for 1, right? Okay. Man, I know. I'm rolling good on these D12s today. Let's see if it holds up.
I'm assuming that one was unaimed.
Right. And then I think, sorry, Theta, you were keeping track. Does he have one more shot after that?
Well, if he's just grabbing and throwing, you can do that every turn.
Yeah, okay.
He just doesn't
So-
get his D12 for aiming.
Okay, so then that means that your first one, so you would have 2 more shots, right?
3.
3? Okay,
He has
3.
5 turns total. He's done 2. So there's 3 more left.
All right.
That also means it's half of his javelins. So.
Hmm.
Since he's effectively throwing them out into the deep water.
That one will hit. Damage +1. So that's a hit of 2, but wood has an invulnerability of 2. So it thunks, you hit your target, but it does not like damage the thing. It just kind of like sticks in the side of the boat. Some of the seals flinch.
Okay, that's 2. Let's see. Let's do it.
Oh, that one goes wide.
That's very close.
Sploosh.
Alright, 1 shot left.
That's a bad roll.
Tied, but it's object. It can't really claim cover or withdraw. So,
Same thing without 2 damage.
yeah, same thing, 2 damage. Okay. So yeah, the seals on the boats are a little incredulous. They're impressed that that this little angry-looking Pururina? I forget how I even say this word, but yes, seems to be chucking these spears an incredible distance. However, they don't seem to have much effect, and the seals are not deterred as they get their boats into the water and begin to paddle towards shore.
I mean, you got 5 javelin or addles left. Right, they're addles, right?
Well, there are javelins that you load into an addle.
Right, but in the book, the weapon is listed as an addle. Anyway, you've got 5 left, right?
Yeah.
And conceivably, you could still keep shooting at the people on the boat in the next 5 minutes, which means another 5. Wait, you said 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes over water to get to the shore.
Alright, so literally, you could just pick and choose your shots. Just aim 5 times.
Yeah, but when the scene ends, so does the enrage. So now I can just aim and shoot.
Well, I mean, 5 minutes is like a lot of turns. So literally, you could aim and shoot no matter what.
So I have 5 more javelins to go now.
Yep.
Let's give me a better chance by getting them to within a little closer range.
Yeah, you could wait. I'd say the closest they would be short, would get to short range, unless you want to run right up to the edge of the ocean. But yeah, what range would you like to start firing at?
By the way, just because we all know what kind of special asshole that I really am deep inside, I would like to claim or put out there that the boat itself acts as cover.
Yeah,
most people ride low. Not a lot of people pull the George Washington stand on top of the front of the boat move.
This is a very fair point.
I'd say they can give up their cover bonus for a D12 presence if they do so, though.
I think that is... Yeah. Quite so.
Hit them first.
Let's go for medium range. That should give me plenty of time to throw my last javelins.
Okay. We can do this. So yes, as the ships come into medium range, you can see that there are four. There are. Yes, there are four people in each of the boats for 8 total. 7 of these are SEAL sailors. They look to be armed with with sabers. One of them is toting a lever crossbow, and one of the individuals is an armadillo. And by his his very fine jacket, you assume that he is the captain of this vessel.
Let's go for the rowers. It'll give me
Okay.
more time to throw.
Perfect.
It'll give Griffin more time to shoot.
Griffin's on the other side of the island.
That's true. Never mind that.
Yeah, I guess at this point, so a lot of them are going ashore. How many does it look like are left on the boat?
If you wanted to get close, you could scope it out. I would actually, we don't do this often, but I would ask for observation from anyone who wants to do so. There's
Right.
going to be range penalties involved, though. So unless you have keen eyes, or unless you want to abandon the ship, Gaston, and fly over there, you could do so without range penalties.
Given it looks like they've stopped to disembark and like do this action, now would be the time to go ahead and just weigh anchor, put our anchor down ourselves and go do
Yes.
this. So yeah.
Okay, you're gonna
Let's see.
fly over
Say
there.
the other guy on the boat can't fly, so he might as well just keep helming the boat. There's no reason to put an anchor down.
Yeah, that's true as well. There is someone else in the boat. So I will give it a shot to see if I can observe anything, and I have no success.
Gaston,
No
look out for that
successes.
tree!
I am
Watch
not
out
certain
for
how many
that
people are left on the boat.
tree. You're not
Or if the
certain,
cannons are
but
even manned.
I will tell you that based on the size of this boat, the minimum crew would be around 20.
Okay. But I do see them going ashore. I could at least make sure that I am with my friends to assist them, and then pull out a musket.
Could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. These guys, are we gonna try to addle them? That would be, they would be dodging with D6 and D8 from any addles that came at them. The D8 cover. And then I guess if you said medium range, then another D8 for range. Or 2D8 for... No, a D12 for range at medium. I can do this.
Sadly, I don't get the sharpshooter gift because this is a thrown weapon.
Yeah. 8 plus D12.
Did you just waiting on that roll?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want to. You don't have to throw your last javelins, but that's
I
what
guess
we're
I
waiting
could
on.
also make
I
a
don't know.
shot at this range too. Whenever you think that I'm around here. I don't know how you want to do that.
Oh no, I think that, again, I'm not gonna like. I think flight is incredibly useful when it comes to maneuvering around places. So,
Right,
um,
exactly. So
yeah,
I'll take a shot if you let me.
yeah, I think at the point I'll say this: when you take your shot, Gaston, it will be at short range because we're getting to the. By the time you're done with all of your flying and your maneuvering, they will be
And,
basically at the shore. So,
yeah, and finally getting around here. Oh, I do have to roll the spark as well, so I'm gonna try to remember that here.
okay. Actually, hold
So
off for a sec. So, quick, Abla, what range did you want to throw this at?
Medium.
Medium? Okay, cool. So they're getting their D12. That's an 11. I think you got a good shot here. 9. All right. They are on a boat, so they can't withdraw. So we'll give you the +1, the extra damage for impaling. And who are you target? I assume you're targeting. I rolled for one of the seals, so I assume you're targeting one of the seals.
Yeah, one of the rowers.
One of the rowers. Okay, then. In that case, the rower is going to take 1, 2, 3 damage, which they will soak with. They're not really wearing armor, so this is one thing I want to make sure that we're modeling in this setting, is that these guys are sailors. They're not wearing the kind of protective leather armor that we are used to in Ironclaw. And I forget, like, normal clothing affords no kind of armor bonus, right? It's not
No.
like a D4 or anything. Okay. So yeah, then we're just rolling a body of a D6 to soak. We roll a 5, so we soak one of these 3 points, so that's 2 points. So one of these dudes hurt. Ow. Reeling. And afraid. Okay, did you want to take any more shots while they're still at medium range?
This time go for the captain.
Captain. Captain has natural armor, being that he is an armadillo.
There we go.
What's natural armor afford you again? I forget.
Species die as an armor die.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. Well, essentially, we're taking the same. Actually, yeah, we're taking the same roll here. Oh no! 1, 2, 3 successes. +1 makes it 4. Plus impaling makes it 5. He is going to be rolling 2d6. This could go very badly. 2d6 soak. All right. Your second attle throw at this boat hits its target. Huh! Actually, wait. He's also a coward. For those of you who are natural cowards, can he just activate that whenever he wants to?
You can choose to activate it.
You can choose to activate it, and that gives him what on a bonus to his dodge?
A D12 bonus to dodge.
I'm gonna roll a d12, see if I can, because this would be bad. That's better. So he screened out one of the hits with that 7, which means that he's not dying, but he is not looking good. Hurt, afraid, injured, and reeling. Captain! This strange javelin has pierced his hide, and he collapses into the bottom of the boat. But he will yank the thing out of his side and cover the hole and go, ah! That's what you say when you've been stabbed by a spear at range.
That was fun. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead and give my gun a shot real quick then?
It depends if we're still firing at medium range.
This will
And
be
if
a
you want
medium
to.
range shot.
A medium range
Which is
shot?
also
Okay.
the range increment of the musket. This is the first time it could shoot anyway.
Okay, then.
Let's give it a go. Sparks.
And who are you targeting now?
I'm gonna say another one on the boat with the captain there. So this way he has fewer people to rally. So,
Gotcha.
yep, I'm aiming at this minion here. Let's see if I hit him.
Okay, let me...
This is a very poor performance. I suppose I should throw an aim die in there, shouldn't I? That is something I should have been capable of.
Mayhap.
Let's. Hey, that'll actually
Wow. Alright.
very necessary. 3 damage.
Okay.
Oh, it's slaying. What was the rule on slaying? Is that 1 per or?
Every success counts as 2. So with 1 success, that would count as 2.
So that's 4 then.
4. Jeez. I think you just kill this guy. Let's see. He's just rolling a d6 soak. He makes it. So yeah, he's not dead, miraculously. But he's
Yep.
close.
And it is unloaded, so I'm just gonna drop it.
Nice. Okay. You've got 1 guy remaining here. Oh, sorry, you're throwing again? Are you gonna try to take this ship out completely, Abla?
Yeah.
Okay. 7s! He's got
He
the
has cover.
boat for cover, so yep.
But would he have to retreat behind the cover or just have the cover?
I mean, for a ranged attack, it's retreat behind the cover. But I guess I don't know. In this case, I feel like the cover is basically just ducking below the side of the ship, right? Side of the boat.
I'll give
I
it
think
to
if he's taking cover at all. We got 1 guy still here, and this guy is going to try to rally his captain. Seals don't have additional willpower, do they? I don't. Well, we're just gonna roll it. Here we go. D6 will hit a 4. That's a rally. Okay. Can a normal rally can remove afraid, or does it have to be a special one? I know it can remove reeling.
Reeling or afraid, but it can't give focus.
Right, it can't give focus. He's gonna remove the fear from his captain. Captain is still reeling. Basically, the progress of this boat stops as everyone sort of hits the deck and tries to gather themselves up. Meanwhile, the second boat is going to pass them and is going to return fire. The guy with the lever crossbow is going to take a shot back at you, the one who is raining javelins down on them. So you will take your D12 range bonus, and this guy's going to roll his crappy 2d6, but he'll aim for a d12 as well. Anything could happen. Ooh! Ah, too far. Your range die defends you. And twing! Hits nothing but sand. He sets about to reloading.
I didn't need that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I think... How many attacks did you take there, Abla? You had like 3 in medium range. I think he's going to take another shot. He's going to reload this sucker and take 1 more shot at you. And then at that point, we'll be at short range. Twang! Oh, it's a crap shot. I don't think there's any way you could... Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. They're now at short range. They've made it to shore. At least this boat has. The guy with the crossbow stays behind. The other 3 begin. They draw their swords and they charge.
I suppose this would be new initiative or something. Now that they're actually here, or what?
Yeah.
Who's ready with weapons?
ready but not focused. This will be with the Nap Sword and no, a Nap Sword and the shield. Almost forgot what my secondary defense was.
Oh, did I not put in? There we go. I did. It's just 2d6 for me. I'm not ready. I'm pretty terrible at initiative right now.
Whoa!
Oh, so big.
I just made you big. There you go.
There we go.
After you edit our tokens to be smaller and have our names on them, you can you choose them to be the default token, and that will be applied to every subsequent one we drag out.
Handy.
Yep.
It's one of the right-click gear options, I believe.
Let's see here.
It's some
Okay.
kind of thing that makes that you let us be able to view the names under them or any like hit point bars they might have
Mhm.
if this were D&D.
Right. I think. Hold on. Where are you? Abla. Edit. Remove your default token. Select. Use selected token. Save. All right. Gaston. Where are you? There you are.
You did it right.
All right. I'm glad. Edit. Remove. Click. Use selected token. Save. Right. Cool. We're getting Captain Cowan on this. I'm also going to add a one for William.
Oh yeah. Put the whole crew under a folder or something.
Right. Permission C. Save. All right. Sorry for the lack of good background right now. I should have gone and grabbed some sort of like shore map. I might have one actually kicking around, but maybe I'll do this while we're getting going. So I said short is going to be 12, right? 12 squares. So I'm going to move you guys up here.
Ablo would definitely be in the front line for this.
Yeah, feel free
Might
to
have-
arrange yourselves. That's fine.
Of course, you say they are just hitting shore somewhere.
Yeah, I will draw a shoreline here. Something blue. We have our shoreline, and then these are kind of like shallows, and this will be our deep water line.
Yeah, somewhere in the far back.
Yeah. Right. So behind this second line, you got to be swimming. Within this second line, it's difficult terrain, and your attacks are capped by your swimming dice.
And of course, they have their boat there.
And a boat. Lovely. Okay. The map layer with you. Okie dokie. These guys will roll their 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all readied. 2 of them have focus. Bloop. Bloop. All right. Okay. They're charging, but because they're kind of like dealing with their boat and coming at you, I'll say you guys can get the first action if you'd like.
Okay. I will ready a staff and guard. I'm done. As I did not have a weapon readied.
All right.
Stride and focus.
Okie dokie.
Cal, you have focus. What do you plan to do?
Just staying focused.
Stay in focus. And what would you like Elderly William to do? Did you guys arm him with anything?
I think I gave him a pistol last time.
He's been armed with 26 guns, 96 crates of.
Toss him the
I mean,
pistol. Here you go. Shoot
you-
this.
You guys did have enough time. If you wanted to crack those guns open, you could have armed. Everyone could have grabbed a gun and made ready if you wanted to.
I mean,
I got a
10
spare pistol. He can just fire.
Except for
it.
maybe-
in 10 minutes, he could have loaded all of those guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have him just fire and see what happens. I don't think he has a ranged eye, does he?
Unless he gets one for being a sailor, I don't think so.
Not for. Actually, hold up a second. I am a sailor. I can answer that real quick. The answer is, as a marine, you would.
Ah, as a marine.
Yeah, as a marine, you get range combat, swimming, and melee combat.
What was he in his youth? I give it a 50-50. We roll a 3 or 4. He was a marine. Why did I roll 2 of those? Well, neither one of them
Take
was
the
a 3
first
or 4. Sorry,
Yeah, you
Elderly
get a
William, just a sailor.
That's fine.
Good
Okay.
advantage on the roll.
That's okay. He can still fire and aim and have 2 dice, so that's fine.
That's true.
That'd be like a D68. That's decent, right?
It's not bad.
That's actually the same I'm rolling.
These guys aren't, again, they're not armored. They're not really combatants. They do have sabers, but they're not like, these are not veterans, so.
Okay. So, I suppose all that said, if Elderly William wants to fire, I could roll a D6 and a D8 and see how he does. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Alright, he's just gonna fire at the furthest one up, and he is going to botch it, but I need to roll the spark die. It does spark, and then he botches.
Ooh. All right.
And
It
he
does
is
spark and
not
then
skilled
botch.
in it, so he can't, like, unbotch it or anything.
Haven't rolled an actual botch in quite a while.
We're
I
gonna...
feel like this thing's got to like blow up in his hands, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead and just pop William out of the combat for a little bit for being stunned.
Blammo!
Well, I mean, the non-spark means it's a hang fire. The rest of the dice don't matter.
But
You-
it did spark.
Well, no, it did spark. Yeah, if you
Oh, I
rolled a
thought
1
the-
on the D10.
I did
yeah.
it in the wrong order. I forgot
Oh,
it's a
okay.
necessary thing to do.
Yeah. So it did spark. I think it goes off in his hands.
Well, the spark die is part of the roll, so it's not a botch.
Oh, is it?
It's all one roll.
It's only that way in Myriad Song and Above, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're separate rolls.
I got Spark up
Well,
here to
also
help me.
conversely, botch isn't really a thing.
Before the dice are rolled, roll the spark die. If it botches, it's hang fire.
Yeah.
To do
Bosses on regular rolls don't do anything above and beyond what my normal failure would do.
right,
the
and I
only
believe
one-
the spark die is not added to the rolls.
The only
The only roll
actual
that is not accounted for is a botched soak,
the
which
on-
gives you +1 damage.
yeah, that and initiative are the only real botch mechanics.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Well-
we could get the yeah.
A botch isn't just a failure, it's a spectacular mess of bad luck and incompetence.
Yeah, feel
It's
free to
literally all it
describe
says,
it
but
epically, but it's not gonna like cause him to miss his next turn or something.
Or we end up with 2 one-handed companions.
exactly. No, that's true. I don't know, guys. I think that if you're firing a gun and you botch on that gun is busted, and
That
at
gun's gone. That's
best,
fair.
at best, you're sent reeling. I think that's what I'm doing. I think he's going to be reeling, and he's down a gun. He's going to have to grab another loaded gun if he wants to shoot.
All right, so he'll be busy for a couple turns. I guess that's all of us then. Up to them.
Yes. Okay. First things first. It's clear that you guys have taken their guns. So we're gonna start with this dude in the back is going to aim and fire with his crossbow. So he's gonna roll 2d6 and a d12, and he's gonna target probably Abla. Obviously, Elderly Williams never held a gun before, so yeah. Abla's the menace here. Cool. We're rolling 2d6. Don't forget, at short range, you will get your d8 for cover. And you rolled that. Okay, cool. He's going to roll 2d6. And he's aiming for a d12.
That's my range die.
Huzzah! Alright, your range die is going to save you. He does not hit. That's him done. He needs to reload. Okay. This guy over here is going to guard. Guard, right? Guard. There we go. Guard. He's going to roll his sprint. Hip. That sucked. And then he's going to dash. So sprint will get him 2 to here, and then his dash will get him 4. Will get him up close, guarded. These two guys are going to do the same thing. We're going to do... We'll just guard and dash with them. Sabers at the ready. Back to you. Meanwhile, out in the shallows, everyone who had fear in the boats is currently getting rid of their fear in the boats.
Yeah, I could do something real quick.
Go for it.
That's well within my dash range. Move, aim, and attack on him.
Putting these guys over here, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. We're rolling to counter attack. 2d6 and a d12 for the guard. Ah. It was a decent showing from him, but you got one that goes through. I have to ask, is this the same sword that you killed the other guy with? Or is this a different napped sword? Okay, so it is going to be damage +4, weak, and critical.
I threw a napped axe at him to kill the first one.
Mhm.
So that one's off my sheet.
Gotcha. Okay. All right,
I
then.
think you get to roll twice.
Yeah, I mean, I do get to soak twice. Here we go. So it's going to be 2d6. 1 success. Damage +4, so that was 5 damage. Damn. All right, so 4 damage. So you don't kill him, but as you thud this napped sword into his side, he goes down in a fetal position, bloody, bleeding into the sand. Ow. Mega ow.
Yes. Yes, my lovelies.
Alright. I will have Gaston ready a spell and then guard. So now he has the spell in his staff.
And Captain, elderly William will recover from reeling, at least.
Yeah, basically the same thing Alba did. Not the other guy, though.
Okay, the other guy will do the same thing his buddy did before he lay dying. That's cool. Okay.
I'll make my favorite use of brawling, punching.
Okay. Nice.
Worth it.
3 successes. +1 for the critical is 4. +1 for the damage is 5. Soaking with a d6. Yep. All right. Also, exact same thing as his buddy there.
Also, as it turns out, that was already my favorite use.
Oh, okay. All right. Apparently, you guys are skilled hand-to-hand combatants. All right. So this guy is gonna close with his dash. He is no longer. Hmm. Does he want to do that?
The answer is always yes.
He's gonna move. He's gonna move in, and he's gonna guard. He's gonna give you another. Yeah. These guys are both dying.
So roll their body dice.
Body die. Body die for. I should have names, right? We didn't do that. I think I forgot. Fusty Sarah. What in the world could Fusty be? Wow, dead. It doesn't matter because she's dead. Maris. Maris,
Now's
still
your
alive.
wife.
Okay. Our friend down here is reloading. What's the reload on a crossbow?
Depends on the crossbow. Which one is it?
It's the lever crossbow.
Reload 2.
Okay, so he's still reloading. Come on. Reload. 1 left. And guard. And these guys down here in the ship are going to be here next round. This dude is still alive but unconscious. Okay, that's me. Back to you.
All right. Let's see. Captain Cow, you are in a little bit of danger. Would you like me to shoot this guy before you try to stab him to death?
I mean, you have range on the other guys on the boat, don't you?
I
I'll have the
technically
cap.
do.
I think go for the guys on the boat then.
Sure. I'll go ahead and do that, and you can deal with the guy on shore. Let's go with the guy who's uninjured on the boat. Actually, no,
Okay.
let's finish one off. This guy is injured and hurt right here.
Yep.
So, let's go ahead and do that. I am casting my spell. I will go ahead and choose to aim. This is going to be create water.
Oh my.
So, let me go ahead and get those numbers out here. And this is +2 crit. Oh, there's also the D12 aim, because I've declared that, and I am not guarding. However, that is a bunch of ones, and I could always choose to make my favorite use of swimming, casting water magic.
Also, you probably don't want to include your damage numbers at the end of your die roll.
Ah, that's true. I needed to do crit and then +2 for that formatting. That's right. But still, that is 2 5s at the least. Let's see how he does.
Shoot!
That is
That
a
range.
12. I am not
Clutch.
too upset. So I'm exhausted on my spell, and that is my turn. I tried.
It was a valiant effort.
Indeed.
Okay.
Dash and attack Casey the barnacle.
Casey the Barnacle. All right. Casey the Barnacle will counter 2d6 and a d12. Oh boy. Ah, so close. So close. Okay. 1, 5, but it's weak. 2d6. 1 success. These guys need to be armored.
Technically,
Oh my
that first
god.
soak was a botch, so he takes +1 damage, and then you get to roll the second soak.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. So it doesn't matter then. So yeah, it was 5 damage, and he's. So wait, if you botch on a week, you don't get to roll your second soak. Is that what you said?
You do get to roll your second soak, but not right away, so it doesn't cancel out the botch of the first.
Right.
It's all rolled together, so it wouldn't be a botch anyway.
I thought you rolled it twice.
Yeah, you do, but
And
it's all one roll.
I don't know if that's ever explicitly stated.
I don't know if what you're saying is ever explicitly stated.
Roll soak twice. I just figured once after another, kind of like
In all
how
the years we've been playing together, I don't think once have we ever rolled a 2 dice soak where one is rolled 1 and it's ever meant anything. I think maybe you should just write that in chat and have Raph respond. See,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, throw it over to Rafferty. That is interesting. I mean, the wording is rolls your soak twice, not double your soak dice. I mean, actually, you know what? I don't even know. I assume that's what it says, but I haven't looked at the weak damage rules in quite a while. Let me see if it says.
again, my problem is that I lean back on past experience, and it's never happened that way in any of the games we played. But as Sanguine Games chat has often showed me, Raph runs the game wrong too.
Yeah. There are these weird edge cases.
Well, it's also that, like, Raph will point out a rule that he is 100% sure is
Gonna
true.
call
So-
this session, let Raph deal with it.
Under weak damage, it says the target gets to roll twice. Successes from both the first roll and the second roll reduce the damage. So that would imply that they're two separate rolls. So I'm inclined to give it to you.
See, my argument's more order of operations. You roll twice, and then the total of that is then we could take into the damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've never been in this situation before, but
Dude's dying
until
anyway, so is it really?
yeah, I think it doesn't matter. In one case, he'd be dying. In the other case, he'd just be dead. So yeah, we're probably getting a little caught up on this. I'm just going to call them dead. This is easier in the long run. Okay. Is anyone on your side yet to go? William hasn't gone.
I haven't gone. Well, you didn't
And
give
you
William
haven't
a turn
gone.
last turn either. So I
No, that's
He was
true.
recovering last turn, so.
Yeah, he would still have an action, but I don't know. Yeah. You
Yeah,
guys have to speak for William.
As I pointed out in chat, it's the spark die that usually denotes a gun breaking. Rolling poorly on your dice usually just means you shot the ground or whatever.
I get that. At the same time, like, it does make sense what you're saying. I'm just excited to see an actual botch. It's been a long time, so you run it out into the surf.
I got no choice.
Hmm.
Applicate took the only guy I could attack. I made 2 movement actions, a sprint and a dash. I'm a fast mover. Unfortunately, it was out of my range. I guess Abla has no tactics either.
No. That's a skill I want to get, so I've included it in my macros preemptively.
I mean, that just leaves William.
All right. William will go ahead and pick up a gun. He will wait until next round in order to aim it and fire.
Okay.
So he's armed again.
Once again, armed. All right. Let's see here. Back to my turn, right? This guy's going to finish his reload. He's not guarded anymore. He's going to roll his sprint die to try to get away from you, Captain. 3, 4.
Man, I have a dash of 5, so wasn't very effective.
Technically, we're in the shallows now too, so this is difficult terrain.
I really
So
feel
he's
like you
only
should have
roll.
mentioned that when I moved into it.
In
I
this
probably
case,
should have
you
said
would be
that too.
limited by your swimming dice. Right?
I guess
I
so,
think
which
that's
would
in
be
the
a
passive
D4, but
RPG.
Cool.
cat.
So immediately I'm just going to turn around then, so. I did not understand what these 2 blue lines meant.
I did explain what they meant.
I did not hear you then.
Chill out, cat.
I
It'll
thought
be
it was
okay.
weird that there was a river going across this beach.
Okay. Well, in any case, this guy is going to fall back into his boat with a loaded crossbow, and that's where he's at. Meanwhile, this boat is going to come within shouting range. All right, which is significant because our captain is going to say something. He's going to shout. All right, you thieves and poachers. We have you outnumbered and outgunned. Drop your weapons and perhaps we can talk a peaceable way out of this. Otherwise, we'll withdraw, use our long cannons, and blow you all to smithereens.
Poachers? Why would you call us poachers?
That's what losers say.
A good round of diplomacy right there.
No, seriously,
I
why
assume
would you
he's
call us
making
poachers?
contract.
I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know,
poachers is
he's got to
probably
call
not
you
the right
everything
word.
bad he can think of.
Poachers steal food. It's like the least crime you could accuse you of, and it makes no sense in this situation.
Wrong. It's the worst crime because you're stealing from the crown because everything belongs to them.
That's usually
So that's
on.
treason, actually.
Well, it usually is based on protected ground, and this is just an island far away from anywhere.
Indeed, and the crown has claimed all the islands out here.
Which crown?
Any of them. Whoever he works for.
They don't even think they said which navy they belong to. It's
Right.
more
Not
than
mostly
one,
being cheeky. But how's that stunt going for him?
I don't know. We rolled an 8.
He also didn't say who he was directing it at.
I think you.
Yeah, say it's not a broadband announcement. It's
Well, you're the captain, so he's directing it at you.
and that was a what? Reason? Fear?
Uh,
Scare?
Reason.
reason.
Taunt?
Reason.
Taunting me? It's okay. Well, that's resisted with what again?
Inquiry.
Inquiry? Will an
Yeah.
inquiry?
Is it just will inquiry, not mind will inquiry?
It might have been mind will inquiry.
Hold on.
You're the one
I'm
attacking
there.
me, man. You gotta tell me.
I swear I'll remember this one day.
Reason.
I'm gonna shoot you with a gun. Defend yourself with academics.
It is mind, will, and inquiry. And bonus D12 if you have fast talk. And I assume range penalties apply, but I don't know. You might get a D8 for that. Outside of near, so you get a D8. Mind, will, inquiry, and a D8.
Tie.
Yeah, tie. Okay. A tie goes to the defender, so you're good.
So yeah, like I said, my response. Why are you calling us poachers? Even though we've all responded to it out of character for some reason.
Let's see. So that's the captain. What about the other three?
The other three are just gonna guard. Actually, they're gonna focus. They can. They're just being aware of their surroundings. Focus.
Okay.
Again. Focus. All right.
Oh, Captain, if you get onto that boat, you'll actually have a much better time than being in the water.
Oh yeah, my dice will only be capped at my vehicle dice. Or sailing dice.
Exactly. Speaking of, I will attempt to help the captain out by running interference. I'm
Okay.
going to guard, and I need to make it all the way down here, and I can with a run stunt. So I will go all the way out here, intercept them by leaping onto the tip of their boat, taking the George Washington stance with my staff.
Oh my god.
Yes, exactly. Shoot me first. And I am now also reeling. So I'm guarded, reeling, and I have my staff to parry.
Okay.
How far is your run?
20.
Did you fly there?
Well, you could fly there probably.
Oh, sorry.
Are you
My run
flying?
is 18. My flying run is 32. So yes, I will activate my fly to just beat my wings and get over there. And then immediately land.
I was about to say, there's no way you could
As I have done
run
in the
across
past.
the water.
Well, I do have good swimming dice, so I wouldn't be capped anyway. But,
Oh
yeah,
no,
I will go
I
ahead and
meant
flap my wings out there.
I meant difficult terrain.
Yeah.
That's why I brought up I should have been told that before because I wouldn't have made it as far in as I did if it was difficult terrain.
Okay.
And let's see, moving up to there and sheathing the sword. Time for Axe's next round.
Sounds good. And then William has a weapon. Now it's time for him to aim and fire.
Okay.
Who's
Who
he
will
gonna do
fire
it
at?
at? Let's say the injured guy. Or
Okay.
he could go for the clear shot here, honestly. I think clear
Yeah.
shot makes more sense for him,
I
right?
mean, I'm gonna say anyone in this boat could claim you as cover, so
Yeah, I think let's go ahead and have him roll the D6, D8 here.
All right. Let's see
Oh,
where we're
and
at
also the
range-wise.
spark. So spark is 9, it's good, and he will have a 6 to hit this guy. Let's see how it goes.
Dodging. Yeah, there's the
And
10.
he has dodged. Early William will curse and throw that gun to the ground.
This is William. Poor William. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll body die for Miris. Miris clinging to life, refusing to go.
Oh man, I still have to go.
I'm sorry.
And unfortunately, I can't jump on the boat with all the people on it because Gaston has done that already.
Hmm.
So I'll dash down towards this other boat, and then I'll jump. I'm a fast jumper, so it's not a stunt for me.
Cool.
This is the point where you play the Pirates of the Caribbean music. Go ahead and load that up on your own. Da 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 da. That
All
that looks
right.
like a pretty good jump to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Sproing.
pointedly, I could have made it onto this boat too, but you took the damn spot.
Okay. Was that everything from you?
Yeah, to distance jump, you have to move, and then. Oh, hold on a sec. Does it take up everything? It says as a stunt, but again, I have fast jumper, so it's not a stunt.
Right.
Jump a distance. First, the character moves. At the end, the character leaps into the air. Okay, so I guess it's one action.
Oh, cool.
Normally would end
Stab
my
him.
turn. Okay, yeah, I'll punch him.
Yeah. Okay. Punch him.
There you go.
He's not gonna counter. And he's got his crossbow still, so he's just gonna try dodging you. It's probably not gonna go well
Reroll
for
that
him.
D8.
Yep. Well, best you can do is Yeah, I think that punch is gonna leave a mark.
6 damage.
Yeah, he could only soak it to 5, so he's just dead. Whoop-bam. Blah. Okay. Alrighty then. Gaston,
It's me.
it's
I'm gonna need to
you.
get my parry dice up here.
Okay. Alright. Well, these guys are going to, all 3 of them, are going to guard.
Good idea.
Guard! They had focus, so they're going to guard, and these 2 are going to aim and shove and try to push you off the boat.
All right, fair enough. I will attempt to parry them. Actually,
Okay.
if this is a shove, that's a brawling attack, isn't it?
It is a brawling attack.
I I feel very inclined to try to whack them with my stick then.
Yeah, you can counter. I mean, you could.
So I'm gonna go ahead and call this a counter for the shoves. So let's do first shove first. I have an 8 on the counter.
Okay. I just realized that these guys aiming, I don't believe they're veteran. I don't think Sailor
I
gets
think you did
veteran,
say
right?
that they weren't earlier.
Right? Yeah, so they're not veterans. So it's going to be a d6, d8, which means the best you can do is tie on this first one. And get damn. Ooh, okay. He gets thwopped.
All right, so let me go ahead and double check my staff damage. It is in fact just +1, so pretty easy right there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. That is very meaty.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch indeed. Okay. D6. Hippodoo. Of course he would. Alright. I think you knock him just out of the boat. Completely.
Gosh,
It's
yeah,
enough.
on a 4, that's dying, isn't it?
Exactly. And he botched his soak, so it's even worse. So I'm just saying you just whack him right out.
The other guy.
Okay. These 2 guys, at a signal from the captain, are going to start pedaling away and heading back towards the boat, taking you towards their ship, I should say, taking you with them. So
Okay,
yeah,
so the boat is moving away.
yes, our captain
Here.
is going to recover from reeling and draw a pistol.
Ooh.
And he will shout at you back, scavenger! And yeah, I think that is it. That's all the guys I have.
All right. Our turn. Captain
can
Cow, if
try
you
to
want to make
go
a jump all the way across here, you do have the opportunity as we're taking off.
No, I'm just gonna grab the oars and I'm gonna start rowing out to their ship.
Okay. In that case, since I'm the closest to danger, I could go first. Unless Alba, would you like to shoot them first while you have a
Well, I'd
clear
like
shot?
to ready a napped axe and throw it at the captain.
Okay. Okay.
I forget the rules for range counter.
Right, like he has a gun. Could he counter by firing back at you? But
Guns
I
don't
don't
have a
know.
threat range.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. What was the threatening range? Is what I need to know.
My dude is just outside of short. So he's going to take that D12 and D8 cover, which is good because he needs it. Mother? Okay. Tie. I think I'm claiming the boat as cover.
That's probably fair.
No, fuck the
Oh,
boat. This is going to be a fracture attack.
break the boat. Sink
Okay.
them.
So you're going to try to sink the boat with your axe.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So now the boat is rolling soak, I guess?
The robots do have a stat block, don't they, with a amount of soak?
Oh, do they in our new book?
Our boat has a soak of like 76 because it's pretty big.
Uh,
Just need to find out where our boat's stats were again.
well, a dispatch is 76. But I
We
don't
have
see
a
a
canoe
rowboat.
here with 76.
Which page are you on, just for my own?
Page 57 of the PDF.
Okay.
So page 949 total.
57. Right,
I
here
guess
we
they
go.
don't go lower than
Canoe.
76 here.
Yeah, I guess that's the smallest it's gonna be. Alright.
That
Okie
said,
dokie.
I think it can still take some damage here, given the numbers that could be thrown out.
That's a fair point. The question here is that do these things have...
They don't
So-
have any dodge, I would assume.
It's not the dodge, it's the object's invulnerability.
I
think-
think that's just what the 76 soak is supposed to be.
It's supposed to represent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 7d6 is a lot of d6. We'll do that. Okay. 7d6. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And this is weak. Does that mean we're rolling 14d6? Get into weird territory here. Okay.
Yeah.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Who's
Okay.
at the helm of the ship?
I guess the
The
captain is, although this is a rowboat. I don't even think it has a helming station.
Did you?
It might just be oars.
The attack versus defense granted by the captain of the helm's maneuver.
See, so the reason I was asking about the invulnerability, to me, a lot of the shipping rules that we have here is modeling ship versus ship combat. When you're modeling like small arms, like you attack a ship with a sword, you're dealing with different math. That's why in this case I feel like it's less like rolling. If you were firing a cannon at this ship, you'd be rolling these numbers. I feel like in this case, it's got
I don't know.
invulnerability
and
and
the sentence is a ship can dodge attacks.
a ship. Yeah, I guess a ship can dodge. So what? This attack was originally intended for the captain. it missed that he claimed cover of ship, and then the ship gets to roll its dodge dice. I guess that's how it works with people.
Well, I mean, it would be based on the captain's stuff, but if the captain didn't take a helm maneuver, then I guess it didn't apply.
Yeah, he didn't.
At the
So
same
Yeah,
time,
he's choosing to
already
fight me
attacked
one-on-one here.
the thing before, and you gave it invulnerability for an object. So I don't know.
that's what
Because
I'm
the
thinking.
same thing that you're taking the soak dice for is the same area for naval combat as well. So you're taking one and not the other.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I would take one or not the other. Like, I feel like if you're trying to destroy a canoe with a thrown axe, you're literally trying to damage the object. If you wanted to, like,
Right, which
I mean,
seems like you should just be taking the item invulnerability and ignoring
Yeah.
the naval combat stuff because you're not
exactly.
a ship.
Yeah, that's why I think I like the rolling a bunch of dice is fun, but I feel like in this case it would
So
be
how invulnerable is a wooden boat?
You said
Yeah.
2 before.
it is 2 because it's wood.
Okay, so
Um,
reduce total damage by 4. Bam, there we go. So how much damage did you get over there, Ark?
Looks like 5, I believe. Let me check again. I got damage plus 3, 1 success, so for 4, 6 damage total with a fracture attack.
Okay, so we've gone to 2 damage to the ship, which I believe shift damage will destroy stations. You've broken the oars at the very least.
So, I'm thinking that in this case, again, if we're deferring to the object damage,
Yeah.
then it's got general effects, right? Like if
Well-
it took 3 damage, it was injured. It could be ruined or totaled or disintegrated.
If
That
it
kind of
only
thing.
took 1 point of damage, as Grip pointed, the invulnerability
2.
negates 4. Because it's weak, right?
It's weak, yeah.
Which
so
means it's 1 point of damage, which means it's just hurt, which means it's not even broken.
exactly.
Ark counted
Like
up to 6.
Oh, I thought you said 5.
He changed his mind.
You changed it. Oh, we could do that?
I
that's
We
said
have our
when I hit
correction.
that I wanted it to be a fracture attack.
The fracture is what pushes it up.
Okay.
Well, a broken object just loses complex functions.
Floating.
That's not a complex function.
That's not a complex
A
function.
dead body can do that.
There you go. Yeah.
The boat is already a dead body.
It's also has hurt, right? So further attacks to the boat would be more effective, but generally this boat still floats. Maybe, like you said, it lost an oar or something like that. It's not going to be as maneuverable, but it's also not going to sink.
We're going to be just floating out at sea, spinning in circles. Well, best of luck, you guys. I can fly.
Yeah. They'll make it
Though
back.
They're also seals. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they can swim. It's the armadillo who's got to worry, but yeah. They'll make
Don't worry,
it.
he
They'll
has
make
Air
it back
Force.
to their boat. It's just going to take more than 5 minutes. It'll take 10 minutes, and maybe with some bailing involved.
I think more
Okay.
than likely that's the broken part. So if you read the description of broken, simple objects like walls still hold the roof up. They'll have holes in them. Well, what's a rowboat with holes in it other than just a leaking rowboat?
Yeah, like I said,
Somebody's bailing water.
it's not damaged enough that it's not going to continue to do its function. It just might have a little bit of water in the bottom. And be that much closer to getting actually ruined.
Yeah, at some point this thing will sink. But that is a
Yeah.
good axe throw. So is that everyone? William picks up a new gun.
There you go. Okay, I feel like we're getting to a point here where the direct close combat is wrapping up. You guys killed more than half of their number. They are attempting to retreat. Gaston, you're still in the boat with them. and you can
Indeed.
still cause them damage. But I'm actually going to call for a quick recess so that I might feed my cats and feed myself.
Very well then.
To
Cat
remind,
time it is.
we also only have 30 minutes left.
Oh shit! We're just okay. Shit, you're right. It's
Griffin
almost
has
2.
apparently a session immediately after this.
Okay. All right. Short break. I still want to like pee and feed my cats. So
Yeah. Take a quick break. We'll be
5
right
minutes
back.
instead of 10. We'll be right back.
Right. See you in a bit, everyone.
webcams. I feel like I always have to be emoting.
I just make lots of weird noises, so I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah. So yeah, right away I think there's a couple. I do think that there's some stuff going on with the rules here that's worth addressing. I do like these naval rules, but sort of like where they bump up into
Yeah, where do
combat.
our actions interact with these? It's the unified theory problem. We got rules for big things, we got rules for small things. Where do they interact?
Right, the scale. It matters of scale, but
If there wasn't anything other than the canoe, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I imagine anything bigger than that, it's not going to be quite as successful. You can
right.
totally destroy a ship with an axe, but it's going to take more than one swing.
That's the thing. I feel like what we've done still feels like it's modeling a believable reality.
Mhm.
I have a hard time believing that a single axe throw could sink a boat. Also, again, like a lot of these napped weapons are very cool. I love their the fracture ability is very interesting, but they were designed for
That's
killing people, not for wrecking objects, right?
That's page 155 then. The right tool for the right job, and modded objects may negate some kinds of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Where the description is like shooting a door with a gun isn't gonna break the door.
Right. Right. So there is kind of like a common sense clause in there as well.
The gun would break the lock, but not the
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the example is a longbow arrow. Couldn't disintegrate a door, even if it could do enough damage to do so.
In such a case, of course, you use
Yeah.
common sense.
But okay.
Top of the heroes, isn't it?
Well,
Or
let's see.
oh
I
yeah, Alba
suppose
just
so.
went to the top. Yeah.
At this point, well, I guess yeah, right. We're drifting away from shore. It looks like Captain Cow has commandeered the other rowboat.
I'm 5 minutes from action, so I'm out of it. Alba
Okay.
is stranded on shore.
Right. So I think I want to focus in on this scene here between Gaston and these three survivors, one of whom is the captain who has a gun drawn on him.
Yeah, I was hoping to get maybe a rally out of the captain, but that's fine. I can work with this.
Well, we can reset the scene a little bit if you'd like, also.
Reset
But no,
combat. Everyone is like in the center of the boat.
at this point, though, no, you're still close enough. If Captain Cow wanted to rally you, we could make that roll.
and I could still throw my last two javelins.
That's the other thing. Abla is still within spear chucking range, so
Right. They just did that this round, I think. So, Captain,
Yeah.
would you like to go ahead and give me some words of encouragement as you ship off?
I feel this is something I'm gonna cover in the debrief later. There's a little annoyance nibbling at the back of my brain that I've been biting my tongue on all this time. But sure, I'll do this thing so that you don't die.
Thank you. Yeah, Saw needs to last more than 2 sessions this time.
yeah.
Well, I'll make it not happen, though. We'll do it. That'll do it.
Die. Like I said,
With those words of encouragement, I feel perfectly fine striding into battle and guarding.
I'll
That's
bring
my
it
turn.
up in the debrief, as I said. Bite my tongue.
Yes.
Okay.
We're probably gonna get to the debrief pretty quickly, because we don't have much more time left. But okay, so Captain Armadillo is pointing this gun at you, there, Gaston, and
if he fires the weapon, I'll have a chance to beat him.
Yeah, to beat him to the punch. But he's got his men who are just sort of trying to navigate this boat back. He says, "Don't move a feather there, bird. At this range, I could paint the sky with you, and I will. And he's got the gun.
You deal with no scavenger. You deal with the ultimate in swordsmanship and close combat. I am the perfect warrior. If you truly think that you can defeat me here, then it shall be you and I. I'll look over to the other two here, go, and you will be our witness to me.
Oh, Gaston.
That is a light note of if you don't get yourselves involved, I won't try to hurt you. We'll just leave it at that. So me and the captain. I don't know if they'll take it up. That's entirely their choice. There's no worry about that.
I like this rowboat. This is good.
Ooh, good boat.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So I'm
Okay.
daring the captain to do it.
The captain is going to smirk and say, "What would killing me accomplish? You don't think I have a first mate on board? You don't think that as soon as they see what transpired here, we won't just blast you in this whole godforsaken island off the map?"
Who cares for the ship, or the loot, or any bit of it? I'm in this for myself, and nothing more. So do you have honor, or do you not?
Captain's eyes go a little bit wide as he realizes what exactly he's dealing with here. As he said, he assumed that you were just a pirate and not that you were here for some kind of trophy kill.
Yeah.
And from the look of him, he does not look to be much of a combatant. He's holding this pistol, but he does consider himself to be a man of honor.
Mhm.
And after internally debating and his two SEAL companions looking tensely between you, Gaston, and him, he's going to say, "Blast it!" And then he's going to try to blow you away.
Hell yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Alright. So this is within range to counter him. I am guarding, and I have a lot of dice.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. We'll see how it goes.
I think I know how it's going to go.
It could go very poorly for him. I have a lot more dice than him, I think.
Yeah.
He's also already very heavily injured.
He's not looking great. He does have you dead to rights. I'm going to aim and fire, so he'll take the
There you
D12.
We'll both have the D12, and that's going to be the big deciding thing here. So let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. 10 is not... Oh my god!
I have maxed out every other die except that one, and I lost to the 10. Oh gosh. I'm
gonna kill Gaston in the second
I am perfection.
session.
I'm rolling personality. Yes! I do it.
Oh!
I do it.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
Can I
this
tell
is
you,
what
it
I
would be
need.
great if I killed Gaston in the second session of our second campaign too. I would really like the symmetry of that. But
I
hey,
do still have my combat save for right now. I can always fall off the boat, but
fair enough.
that is a success. I do 1 damage plus 1 success for 2, and then he's hurt and injured, so 4. I have walloped him
Okay.
and narrowly avoided getting shot.
He's got his natural armor. There's a chance he could survive this. Let's see if he does. Whoop! Wow, he does. He survives it. You said 4 total?
Yeah, 4 total.
Did that include his hurt and injured status, though?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's only a damage 1 weapon.
Gotcha. All right, then.
If I used the sword, I could have done impaling, and then he falls off the boat, which would be hilarious.
Yeah, right. That would be the thing.
So there we
go.
He
all
is
right.
reeling and afraid on his turn. It ends, assuming that the two at the side don't decide they want in on this.
Well, so yeah, I think the way that we have set up the scene is he takes his shot, you like rush and like knock his aim aside, and the shot goes into the sky, and you
do like the dual
stab him.
staff hit, bop bop.
Yeah, or it's a staff, right? Well,
Yeah,
you just crack him. I think as he thuds on the deck, these two SEALs are going to realize that they're no match, even outnumbered, that they're no match for you.
Mhm.
They're going to dive over the side of the ship and begin the long swim back to shore. And the armadillo will cough blood and say, "You are something. I'll give you that."
You will forever remember the day you were defeated by Gaston. I accept your surrender.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, he looks at you incredulous as you tower over him. He fully expected you to take his life. When it seems that's not the case, he'll.
Could have there if the rules were slightly different. That would have been massive.
It was a pretty close. Yeah, it was a pretty
But he
close
has the
thing.
opportunity now.
If I did one of my famous threes on a D12, that it would have been all over.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Instead, he'll say, "Gaston, I'll curse the name," and he'll spit at your feet. But he's in no position to fight you, and is obviously just waiting for you to make your move.
All right. So I see my captain is heading towards the ship on his boat, and I have their captain as hostage.
Interesting. All right.
I think we're in a pretty good position to move in on the ship and make some kind of play. That seems to be what Captain Cow is doing, so I'm going to support him. I could probably quickly row a little closer to shore, wave at Alba, and go, come on, get over here.
Oh yeah, she'll get to the boat.
All right, so there we go. We have another passenger, and we will go to the ship. That's probably as dramatic of a point as any.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys are... Sorry, so paint the scene for me one more time. So, Cal has a ship, Gaston has a ship, has a boat, they're boats, with Gaston has the captain, who has been essentially disarmed.
Mhm.
Alba is on the shore with William. On the far side of the island is your actual ship.
Yeah, I've been rowing towards their ship for a while now, which means whenever we continue this, assumedly things should play out as they should, I'll show up at their ship by myself, and then sometime after that, you'll show up with their hostage captain.
Okay.
Specifically because you turned back around to get Abla.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it. Okay. All right. So that's where we'll leave things. They're not going to shoot at your boats because their captain's on one of them, and yours they can tell he's still alive. All right.
All right. So I suppose we could do the quick mottos and then do the debrief, because I think Theta, you have something on your mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's do that rapidly then.
Arcwood, I play Abla, stubborn. Hernina, her motto is chip away.
As it says, she did chip away during this combat. That's very fair to say. Gaston?
Yes, I am playing Gaston, the Ibis Marine Warlock. Perfection incarnate.
Okay. And Captain Cow.
Yep, Captain Cow. If I die trying, then at least I tried.
Okay. So what was the thing that you wanted to bring up first, Theta?
Again, I know no one's gonna like the conversation because it's just me being pedantic and an asshole with a stick up his ass, but there's something I always hate about ignoring the narrative of what's happening to put characters into a position where they're active. And I understand it's important that all players be active, but I don't know.
No, I get that. You're talking about
Griffin
are you
showing up on shore. Sorry, not Griffin. Gaston showing up on shore to get into the fight. Because for me, it was okay. I'm standing here next to Abla, waiting for Abla to stop firing at them, so that we can then fight them on shore. And then Gaston, who was on the boat on the far side of the island, suddenly shows up because he saw across a dense forest-rich rock mountain-covered island to what was going on the opposite side to then enter into the fight, which I understand is good for player engagement, but it's just like I'm sitting here waiting because my interaction range is as far as my fist goes.
Yeah.
So the moment that Gaston shows up is more time that I'm not playing.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying here for sure. And trying to like orchestrate narrative time and figure out where everyone is and make sure that everyone is like getting their share of action and is doing it at the right time is a complicated dance.
I mean, I was
It
saying in
is.
my
Like
head,
I
I'm not trying to step on the toes of the GM, but
mm,
I love to. Sorry, my brain just stopped working. I love to. What is it where you make up shit on the spot?
improv.
Improvise.
I love to improv. In my mind, instead of a character suddenly seeing across an island for no reason to fly there and show up, there would have been rowboats attacking our ship, and it would have been the NPC with Gaston protecting our ship from being boarded, while we're then stopping them from coming ashore. It would have been two different actions at the same time instead of
Hmm.
this one thing that separates and takes away from what I'm able to do then.
Okay. I don't know if I can. This probably won't. This is probably not to invalidate what you're saying because I see where you're coming from. Definitely. If it makes you feel any better, my read of the situation and the motives of the ship of the merchant vessel was specifically that they're here to pick up their loot. So if you guys had left your ship where it was originally docked,
Sorry, just to interrupt real quick. The other thing was the ship shouldn't have stayed in place. I don't know if you guys have actually seen Wrath of Khan because it really felt like you guys didn't follow. Is the ship should have kept moving. So at some point, even if Gaston had stayed on the boat and they stopped, our ship should have caught up with them if they stopped.
That was
okay.
also like a thing in my own brain of like, oh yeah, while this is happening, I could do maneuver with the ship and then like do a boarding action from behind while they're stopped and won't be in cannon range. But I thought, no, that'll take away too much from everyone else. I didn't want to hog it
Well,
in that way.
my thing is I have not seen Wrath of Khan. When I saw this situation playing out, I assumed that it was a defensive maneuver to make sure that this other ship could not fire on your ship, which they would have. Like, again, if your ship was just there, they would have come up to it and blown it out of the water. So moving it wasn't a terrible idea.
Yeah, real quick thing. Khan's ship ambushes the Enterprise. The Enterprise is super damaged, can't fight Khan's ship. The only action they can take is to try and get away. But what they do is they end up just orbiting the planet to the exact opposite side that Khan's ship is on. So they have no way to detect one another or attack one another. So that was the whole thing. Was I kept saying an island. So
Yeah.
opposite sides of the island. So if they stopped their ship and you can't see them across the island, then know that they've stopped and you just kept trying to orbit, you would just run into them eventually.
That's true. That's kind of what I pictured, but that goes to my other thing, is that they would have blown your ship out of the water, but that wasn't their goal for being here. Their goal for being here was to secure their merchandise. So once they got to the side of the island where they could see the shore, they were going to row out there, try to kill anybody who was standing between them and their guns, and take the guns and row back. And then if they saw your ship on the way, they would have shot it. So I still think it makes sense to me that things played out the way that they did.
No, I'm saying the thing that doesn't make sense. Again, it could be
Is Gaston not knowing that their ship stopped and he kept going with it.
Or just leaving the ship that he was supposed to be piloting to then fly across the island for no reason. Here's the other part of my problem. And why I told Griff in the break that I'm of two minds. Is additionally, my character would not fucking care. My problem is with me. In character.
Right.
In my character.
You want to know how it's all going to actually flow so you can actually plan ahead of time.
No. My character's carefree, doesn't give a shit. That's what I'm saying. In character, Cow doesn't give a shit that you left the boat to come join the fight and do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is entirely in me, the player's brain. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why, if he was supposed to be helming the ship, did he, for no reason, fly back over here, especially when he couldn't have seen what was going on?
Well, if I can offer a counter argument, I think that if you could fly and get perspective on things, and actually, I don't know what it takes to pilot a ship, but I imagine that it wouldn't have taken much for him to, once line of sight was broken, say like, oh, okay, are they chasing us or are they looking at the beach? Like, and flying out and gaining that information. Flight is kind of crazy in these circumstances because naval combat was never conducted in ways with, assuming that people could just fly around. So it does make things a little. I can see where you're coming from. It does. I could see it seeming kind of convenient, plot convenient, and also convenient in the way that it's getting everyone together to make the combat simpler rather than modeling a simulationist combat. But I also feel like in this world, this does not break believability.
I think it also stands to the concept that I still don't understand the size of the island that you described, because the island that you originally described, I thought was the very tiny one from like Pirates of the Caribbean, Where's the Rum Gone? A couple of palm trees, and then you went on to describe it as having a forest and a giant rock mountain. And it's like, okay, well, you wouldn't be able to see across an island like that big. So it's like,
I mean, yeah. And you're not supposed to be able to see. But yeah, I think I originally said 24 trees, foliage, and this large rock. I don't. At a certain point, maybe the problem here is that I should be a lot more detailed. This island did not exist when we started playing the game last session.
Your first description denoted a very small island. Again, like you would beat somebody on, in the hopes that they would die, and then you embellished. You embellished a lot more island.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, the island that they strand Jack Sparrow on was large enough that they could hike for like 30 minutes from one end to the other side of it. I mean, we see Jack Sparrow hiking out to the very end, and then he sees the signal fires, and then he sees the ships coming from like way far away. So like, what's a small island? Is it a single rock and a palm tree like a piece of clip art? Is it something that takes you 10 minutes to walk across?
When I use that one as an example, it's because it's flat and there's so sparse palm trees that you can see anyone and everything on the island.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, it's a visualization and communication error.
Again,
take
for
partial
me,
responsibility.
I guess the problem is more of one of consequence to placement, I guess. If you choose to be somewhere, then you choose not to be somewhere else.
Right. That's a fair point. I think another thing, though, because this is not the first time that this has happened, is that I feel like a lot of times you have plans and ideas that you will express to the group in kind of abstract ways, like Wrath of Khan, assuming that everyone's on the same page as you, and then it turns out later that obviously we're all not, or at least some of us aren't.
I don't think the problem so much lies in that, because I think you could interpret that wrong and still things play out. I think my problem is self-expectation. Like, okay, things are playing out this way, I expect they'll play this way, so I'll endure this thing for a while with the expectations that things will play out differently later. Like, okay, let's have 20 minutes of Arkloid's character throwing shit at a boat for a long time, that's really far away, with the expectation, okay, but as soon as they reach the shore, I'm going to start kicking ass. And then Gaston flies over and starts shooting them at range too. It's like, well, that's an expectation that I had that didn't get met, but also I didn't voice. So, the only person to blame is me.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling us that, because again, communication is important, and I'm sorry that it felt that way. And in the future, we'll try to be well. What I'm going to try to do definitely is get some maps, or at least put some numbers down on paper beforehand.
Yeah, you don't have to be
This is
precise,
just in
but putting it down
general.
an abstract map probably would be helpful, I guess.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
we have something where if we need to, if the question comes up, and we're like, hey, like how dense is this forest? How large is this island? We can write that shit down, and I will try to be better
Yeah.
about doing that. Once the question comes up, we'll come to a decision, and then in the future, we'll have it at least solidly written down.
All right.
So yeah,
So I guess that should end it for today then.
No,
I
actually, I
guess.
think we can accomplish the goal.
Did we accomplish a goal?
Loot Captain
What's the-
Roger's secret stash. We have
Even used it to
literally,
our advantage.
we have literally looted it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I guess technically you guys have. I don't know how much of it you're gonna get away with. Maybe you'll get all of it. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll get that one musket that William dropped.
Yeah,
But-
William's gonna run away with one.
Looting technically did happen. So, yes, the gift that I am offering for that is Musketeer's trappings. Trying to be a little more creative with gift rewards. And in this case, you have enough here that if anyone wanted to take Musketeer's trappings, it gets you a musket, it gets you some shot. It also comes with a rapier. I don't know. You
Ooh,
figure that one out. But you've got enough here that you guys could arm yourselves. Each one of you could arm yourselves with these trappings if you so desired
So
it.
I'm hearing 5 XP.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing free rapier.
It's free rapier that was buried in with the rest of.
I use my hands and my feet for weapons, so literally none of it's worthwhile to me.
Yeah, for you, totally pointless. For me, free weapons.
Right.
I think augmenting my character with a constant musket will be nice.
I thought it was interesting that you mentioned at the beginning of our session, Griff, that you were just like, I'm getting ready to shoot guns. I was like, oh, well, that might work out then. There you go.
There we go. Alrighty. So, I suppose that is everything for today.
All right. It sounds like it. Thank you guys for playing.
Yeah, thanks for running, and of course, everyone watching there, like, comment, subscribe, hit the button, do all the doobly doos, you know. And we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.